I've spent the last 10 years working with speech and language therapists. At my last company, we built language development software called My ChoicePad that's helped over 100,000 people across the UK to date with their communication. I've had the privilege of sitting down hundreds of times with speech and language therapists and seeing them work wonders with children like Finn, helping him with his effective communication skills and pronunciation in a matter of just like 6 weeks, to children like Daisy with global development delay and working with her for 6 to 12 months on extending her vocabulary. 1 in 10 children in the UK enter school with a speech, language or communication need. That's 2 to 3 in every classroom. And the foundation for future literacy skills starts with speech, language and communication, and having access to the right people, the professionals with the knowledge. In the UK, if you're 4 years old, you can wait up to 18 months to see an NHS speech and language therapist. And over the last 5 years, there's been 28% cuts in the service. And if you live in London, you can pay up to £150 an hour to see a private speech and language therapist face to face. So you won't see much change out of £5,000 to £10,000 in a year. This problem isn't isolated to the UK. So in the UK, for every 1 therapist, you've got 4,765 members of the population. If you look all the way down to Zambia, you've got 1 therapist for every 6 million members of the population. So last summer, I spent 2 years in these tents with some amazing people, and I decided to put all my energies into a new venture called Iris Speaks. Iris Speaks will provide remote speech and language therapy, combining deep tech with a human touch, enabling families to access effective speech and language therapy from the comfort of their home. So you can see an example here. So you've got Freya, who's 4, sitting on the sofa with her mum, talking to her therapist, Alice, looking at a feelings grid. So she's working on learning how to express and understand those feelings, something that you would do with a child with autism. So Iris will be your personal digital assistant, taking you through your own unique learning pathway, with the therapist being remote and changing the different activities and the frequency. We'll even have a chatbot to provide constant support. So I'm at the beginning of my journey with Iris Speaks, and we'll start taking customers in the autumn, and you'll have access to some of the best of the UK speech and language therapists. We can provide up to 50% cost savings, and in the mid to long term, 2 times the speed and effectiveness of ordinary therapy. So, if I can solve this supply and demand problem with Iris Speaks, it can change so many lives, so it wouldn't matter what background you came from if you wanted to access speech and language therapy. From children like Daisy, who prefers technology to a person face-to-face, to a child in a refugee camp with stunted communication skills due to the horrors of war. The language and the vocabulary may be different, but the intervention remains the same wherever you are in the world. So, I ask you, the audience, if you know somebody who might benefit from Iris Speaks, please send them to irisspeaks.com/givemeiris. So, because the more people we have on that platform, the more effective and accurate Iris Speaks can be. Thank you.